So our last guest is she's a bookstore owner to be because her bookstore, I don't think is open yet, but it's going to open soon. I think so. Her name is L'Oreal Thompson Payton. Her name's on the screen, and her bookstore is in Evanston, Illinois, and it's called Zora's Place, which I'm assuming is for Zora Neale Hurston, but it could be somebody she knows named Zora. So anyway, L'Oreal, welcome to Black Authors Matter TV.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
And you also are an author as well. So I don't really hear a lot about authors who open bookstores. I'm trying to think. We've had over the years, we've had probably 30 bookstores on the show, and I'm trying to remember. And if Rhonda, she was having tech problems, so she's logging back in. But I'm trying to remember, and I'm wondering if she does. Um, if there's an author that we've had on the show that also owned a bookstore or opened a bookstore. And I don't remember that any of them did. Do you remember, Rhonda? Okay, your sound's still off. We still can't hear you. We can't hear you. Well, anyway, um, what led you to want to open a bookstore?
Yeah, it's been a dream for so long. I've often referred to it as my retirement dream. And if you see any of those Instagram memes that are like, the feminine urge to open a bookstore, coffee shop, and floral shop all together, and I've had several
You
friends
romanticized
send
it.
that to me. What's that?
I said you romanticized it.
Yes, yes. And we could talk more about that later. And yeah, I visited Cafe Con Libros in Brooklyn back in 2019. A couple of girlfriends and I who were in a book club together did a little book crawl in Brooklyn, visited, fell in love, and was like, yes, one day. And I had it all figured out, like three-story brownstone with the bookstore coffee shop on the bottom floor, community co-working event space in the middle, a yoga studio on top because I'm also a certified yoga teacher. And it was just, I put it on the back shelf and it was like a maybe someday. And then honestly, within the last, I would say like 6 months or so, there's been this like series of fortunate events where the opportunity has presented itself here in Evanston. There is a space called the Ox Wellness Collective that sits inside of a larger space called the Ox, and it's a Black woman owned commercial space, about 25,000 square feet. I teach yoga
Hmm.
there, and they had an empty retail space. And I had, again, driven around the neighborhood, thought of some, potential locations, but seeing this, having it nested inside of this space that already exists to promote Black mental health and wellness and physical health as well, it just was too good of an opportunity to pass up. And so the retirement dream became a right now dream. And as you mentioned, Gwen, earlier, it definitely is a reference to Zora Neale Hurston. And yeah, my favorite book is Their Eyes Were Watching God. I used to write for a publication called Zora back in the day. And so it just felt like if I'm going to open a bookstore here in Evanston that's going to honor Black women authors, I need to name it after like the mother of Black women authors as well.
So
Well,
we definitely
yeah. As a former bookstore owner, you're probably fortunate that you found the space that you did.
Yes.
So you're not taking on a tremendous amount of overhead
Mm-hmm.
because that overhead is like a beast that has to be fed every month.
Yeah, I just saw actually before logging on, my friend Catherine at Grand Gestures Books in Portland. She opened the um, first romance only store in Portland. She's also a Black woman and had posted a fundraiser for them as well because exactly to your point about the overhead and the costs, and events aren't cheap, books aren't cheap, and it's just it adds up for
Yeah,
sure.
nothing's cheap. It's a beast that has to be fed every month without fail. So and what we did was we did the same things. We had space, we had events in our space. We started expanding our line of products that we were selling. So we were at the time that we had our store, there was, you know, you see trends cycle. You see things that are popular for a while and then they go out of favor with, it's almost generational. But when we had our bookstore, um, collectibles were very popular.
Mhm.
There were, Annie Lee had a whole line of, she turned her paintings into small collectibles, and there were other people with collectibles. So that was very popular. So we sold that. And then there were board games. There were a lot of Black uh, people manufacturing things.
Yeah.
um, at the time. And we started selling Greek stuff with the Divine Nine. And that brought in regular customers. So you might want to consider the D9 people, they spend money when those lines cross and for gifts. And they're not really that, the price point is not all that important.
Yeah, they're very, very active here in Evanston. Our
Wait,
parade and
it's
festivals.
important now.
I'm saying they don't try to nickel and dime you like with some other stuff. And it's not stuff they can just walk in Walmart and get. See, that's the other thing about the Greek products. They're not widely available everywhere. So that might be something you might want to consider. We had our store for 10 years.
Oh,
And
congrats.
it was me and my husband working full time. So it was our whole family was tied up in it. That's why I said it was bees that had to be fed every month. And we were selling online. So we were selling online first, then we opened the store. So it was all of it was, and it was great. It was a great space. We had a great time with it. They kept raising the rent. They kept raising the rent. They kept raising the rent. And it just was too much. So anyway, so when do you open? When do you open?
Yeah, actually, our soft opening is next Saturday, September 6th. And we have a
Okay.
couple of
Congratulations.
special events scattered throughout the month. An author talk on September 10th with Sandra Jackson Apoku of Savvy Summers and the Sweet Potato Crimes.
She was on the show a few weeks ago.
Oh, great. Nice. Yeah, I'm so excited to meet her. And story time on the 13th, we do a family story time and kids activities every second Saturday. A sip and shop with a friend of mine who is a wine expert and an author as well. And so we're doing all of these kind of in preparation and launch for a bigger grand opening in early October, but want to get people in the doors, have some events, and just, introduce ourselves to the community.
Okay. Now, how big is Evanston
It's
population wise?
70,000-ish, I think, if I remember correctly. So not too big, not too small.
Okay. And does it have what percentage of it is Black?
I think if I remember correctly, when I read it, it was about like 30-ish%, 30 to 40, I think. So there's a strong
solid.
contingency. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We're
Okay. Okay. Now, you're an author as well. So tell us about your work. What kind of writing do you do?
Yeah, actually just celebrated the second anniversary of my first book, my debut book, Stop Waiting for Perfect. Came out August 2023. It's about overcoming imposter syndrome, perfectionism, self-doubt, things that I still, kind of tussle with today as well. But it's very much written in like lessons learned and has gotten amazing feedback from readers. My first children's book comes out this December. It's a children's biography on Amanda Gorman, which is really exciting, and a couple of other projects in the works as well that haven't quite been announced yet, but I'm excited to share once they do.
Okay. Are you self-published or traditionally?
Traditionally published, yes.
Okay. Who's your publisher?
For Stop Waiting for Perfect, it was Ben Bella. And the Amanda Gorman book is through Penguin Random's House Step Into Reading series.
Oh, okay. Well, that's really great. I don't know if there have been any other books about Amanda Gorman. I think she has her own books of poetry, but I don't know if have there been any other books written about her? because she's very young too.
Yeah, she's
A
very
children's book about her, but
inspiring.
maybe I'm imagining things.
Yeah, she has a couple of, as you mentioned, yeah, the books of her own. I know she has a children's book. We have it like on my daughter's bookshelf, actually.
Yeah.
The one, The Hill We Climb, which the inauguration poem that was made into a book, and a couple of others, but I'm not sure about other children's biographies. Like this one is written for grades like 1 to 2, so it's definitely for younger readers.
Okay. And who was the artist? Who did the art for the book?
Oh gosh,
Did
I am blanking on her name. If you give me a second, I can actually find it.
or if you have do you have a copy of the cover since it's going to be out soon?
Yes, it's let
And
me
you can it's on screen share. So if you want to show us the cover,
don't judge how many tabs I have open.
okay. Well, we won't because
Okay.
we just want to see the cover. We had somebody do a cover reveal a couple of weeks ago,
Oh, that's
um,
cool.
and it was great.
Laura
Okay,
Freeman.
okay. So that's the picture of her from the inauguration.
Right,
Yes.
I remember that.
Mhm. That's great that they're honoring her in that way.
Yeah, it's great. And since she's also published by Penguin, she looked over the book and gave her blessing. And so that's really exciting as well.
Okay, that's great. So, for your books, obviously your books are going to be in your bookstore.
Yes.
So, who,
Shameless
what,
self-plug.
are you planning to focus on any particular types of books, or just basically, you know, a combination of everything?
Yeah, the focus will primarily be on Black women authors, also non-binary femme authors as well, and rooted in sort of Black feminism, representation, equity, inclusion, all of that. The social justice element is very important. So there's a class or a mix rather of classic books. So, you know, your Zora Neale Hurston, your Toni Morrison, your Maya Angelou, as well as current authors as well, Austin Channing Brown, Cecily Jackson, and some other that I love as well. And having a focus, given the space that we're in, it being a wellness collective, of having that mental health aspect to it, health and wellness, generally speaking. So spiritual health, physical health, mental health is mental wealth.
Yeah,
And yeah, all
But
of
you have mental wealth before you can have
yeah.
mental.
yes,
And have
exactly.
mental wealth.
Yes. And children's books as well that are diverse. We've hosted 2 story times so far, and very intentional with the selection there, that I want the children who come into the space to see themselves reflected in the stories that we are reading for story time that are on our shelves, and even down to the coloring pages that we have out on the table from Puzzle Huddle, and they can see themselves again in the pages, because I'm a very strong advocate in believing that representation matters. And beyond books, we have kind of what you alluded to earlier, Gwen, with the sideline items of journals, planners, puzzles, all by Black women creatives and entrepreneurs, artwork by Black women artists. And so I really wanted to be a space, you know, especially in publishing, we oftentimes are pushed to the side and aren't really centered. But when you walk into Zora's Place, you will know this is run by a Black woman, this is for Black women, and, you know, past, present, and future as well.
And I love the fact that you're unapologetic about that as well.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. And I thought about it because there are some other stores that, you know, have authors of color. And for me, it was just important to kind of double down on Black women. It's the reason that I do what I do as the mom of a Black daughter, and having her see herself in the books that we have on our shelves, even here at home. And she's an avid reader as well. That's important. And I want to, you know, stand firm in that, say it with my chest. And anyone who has a problem with it isn't our kind of person. So that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, seems like to me when it goes the route of the people of color, which I don't embrace that term because Black people, we're Black, we're different from other colors of people.
Yes.
It's totally different cultures, different
Mhm.
experiences, different histories, different everything. And so you can lump them together. It seems like we get lost. When it gets lumped together, we get lost. So
Absolutely.
it's not, the emphasis is no longer on ours. And then we always have to make room for others, and when they don't necessarily make room for us.
That part. Yes. Agreed.
So that's been going on a long time. That's
Unfortunately.
yeah. Yeah, that's an old thing. But the more things change, the more they stay the same. As that's a saying, and it's true.
Yes.
So you're gonna open next month, and then a year from now, what would you call a success for your store? Like uh
Good question. Go
That is
ahead.
a great question.
I,
Surviving
I
first and
did it 10
foremost.
years.
Like you said, that beast that needs to be fed every month. So surviving it, making it to a year would be a success in and of itself. But I think honestly, it'll be in the feedback that we get from the people who walk in. When we did a book swap and story time earlier this month, there were people, because I was so focused, I was like, Evanston and, kind of surrounding area. And people, there was a mother-daughter duo who drove in from Gurney, which is like an hour north somewhere of here. An elderly couple from Indiana drove in to donate books for the book swap. And so I
Oh,
feel like this is bigger than me. And
you're
this
building
goes
community.
far, like the reach. Yeah. And so I just want, if I hear from someone, oh, I'm so glad that this exists. Oh, I wish this existed when I was younger. I'm so happy that I can come here, support Black women-owned business, buy Black women books and other items. That's success to me.
Well, one real benefit that you have that we didn't have is we were pre-social media.
Yeah.
So when we would reach out to people, we had to do it through the mail at first. When we first opened our store, we mailed out postcards. It was snail mail. Then we did email.
Hmm.
And so I think we closed before social, because we closed in 2010.
Okay.
Our bookstore was from 2000 to 2010. So when we closed, that was when social media started taking off. So at
Mhm.
least you can reach people.
Yes.
You have a method where you can reach the public. But a lot of times with the bookstores that we've had on the show and that I've talked to, the first 3 or 4 months tend to be busy. People come, they get that initial push,
Yeah.
and then it slacks off. So, one thing that you might keep in mind, you have to have things to keep the people coming.
Mhm.
And there's some that have been around a long time. There's a bookstore in Fort Worth called the Doc Bookshop. It's run by two sisters,
Okay.
and they've been around for probably 20 years. There's some long established bookstores, and there's a book. I don't know if you have it in your store yet. Prose to the People.
Yeah, it's on order, actually.
Okay,
I added that to our initial inventory list, and I'm really excited, selfishly, to check it out for myself, but
right,
also to carry it in the shop as
right,
well.
because there's like a history of bookstores in there, and so the ones that have been around for a long time, um, it's always good to learn from people's experiences. So we,
Yes.
we don't have to experience everything ourselves. You know,
Amen.
we can,
That's for sure.
and it's a really well put together book. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but
Mhm.
it is a very well done book. And she was on the show as well when it first came out. It's a
Nice.
very, very, very nice book about bookstores. And so, yeah, it's business is tough. I've been
Yeah.
self-employed for many, many, many years. Well, that was my goal when I got out of college. So
Oh,
since
nice.
my 20s, my mid 20s,
Yeah.
I've been self-employed. So it's tough. It's but are you going to be doing the bookstore full time, or do you have a full-time job?
A little bit of both. So I will be the only one in there for now, but you mentioned earlier family affair. So my husband is helping. He's my informal director of operations, I like to say. So I'm very much the creative person in the relationship, and he's the more logistic, like business minded one. So he keeps me grounded. We balance each other out.
Just about to say,
Yeah,
it's good that you have the balance, and
Yes.
it's good that it's that your family is participating. It's not
yeah.
just your project alone, and so that makes
Right.
it a lot.
It does. And even though our daughter, she's only 3, but she's so excited. She'll tell everyone who listens about mommy's bookstore. And I'm like, well, it's our bookstore. Like we're, doing this together. And they were drawing out the floor plan and she was adding little bean bags for the kids area. So she is very hands-on. She asked me the other day in the car, she was like, are the bookshelves finished? And I'm like, okay, so she's very much Blue Ivy energy. She is the manager, but I'm also still a freelance writer. I do communications consulting, writing coach, and of course my own books as well. So I will definitely be booked and busy, pun intended.
Okay, that's great because it is helpful having your husband involved and supportive. Like I said, we were both full time in the business, but we had different roles, and it's good to have different roles because then
Yes.
you're not butting heads. He's was on the tech side, and I'm more administrative, and more administration overall, management. So it worked out, and we put the kids to work. He had kids that that were living, he had custody of his kids when we got married, his 2 sons. We put them to work. I think they were 10 or 11. You can find something for small kids to do to earn a little
Yes.
money. They need to learn the value of a dollar.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
yeah.
I mean, it's true. I mean, and these days you have to teach kids earlier and earlier
You
because
do.
there are 6-year-olds becoming millionaires these days.
Listen, hello, okay. Like, can I get a cut? Like, it's wild. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when people come into Zora's place, what did what do their eyes focus on, or what do you have like as the initial focus for when they first walk in?
Yeah, I'm working with Janelle Young is a Black woman muralist based out of Philly or Pittsburgh, but she's also in Chicago every now and then. So we've commissioned her to paint a mural against the back wall. So it's a pretty tiny space.
Oh,
It's about
nice.
500 square feet, long and narrow. So as soon as people walk in, it's going to be bright and colorful and vibrant, just really capture the vibe of the space, as well as this burnt orange sofa that I was insistent upon having in the space as well. I just wanted to feel warm and vibrant and like walking into, like your rich auntie's living room and you can just grab a cup of tea, take a book, sit down, relax, wander around, get lost, lose track of time, and just really enjoy
Very
it.
beautiful. That's the magic of bookstores, is to walk into a bookstore and feel like you're in a comfy living room.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So we are running out of time. So if you could take these last couple of minutes, just remind us when the bookstore is going to open, the location, and whether you're accepting more submissions, all the good stuff, all of the things.
Yeah, you can find out everything at zorasplace.com. And we're also at Instagram at Zora's Place. Our soft opening is next Saturday, September 6th. And we have a full lineup of events that you can find on our website as well. We have a crowdfunding campaign that's still ongoing to help raise funds to get the bookstore up and running. And we welcome any support, every dollar counts, and also invite authors to submit their books as well for consideration and to stop by. If you're in Evanston, it's at 2223 Washington Street, nested inside of the Aux Wellness Collective, and we would love to have you.
Well, I will definitely be reaching out because I'm planning on being in Chicago.
Yay.
Um, I think sometime mid next month. So I would love to visit your
Please
beautiful location.
do. Yes, I would love to meet in person. That would be awesome.
Yes.
Hey, well, thank you so much, L'Oreal, for being a guest on Black Authors Matter TV. Congratulations on your bookstore,
Yeah.
and I'm sure it'll be a resounding success.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And the words of wisdom as well, I receive. So thank you for paving the way. And thank you all for what you do.
And
Oh,
thank you as well.
Thanks.
all right, have a good night.
You too. Take care. Bye.
Bye.